Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are jumping right into the world of family history. You know, where a single unreadable document can be the brick wall between you and your ancestors. But what if AI could finally break down that wall? Oh yeah, if you've ever tried to trace your roots, you know this exact feeling. You're following the breadcrumbs back through the generations. Everything's going great. And then, bam, you hit a wall. Maybe it's a document in a language you can't read or handwriting that's so faded and curly and might as well be scribbles. That, right there, is the genealogist's great challenge. I mean, just look at this stuff. This is the reality for so many of us. You could be looking at Hebrew on a headstone or old German script inside a family Bible. These documents are absolute treasure troves of information, but they're locked away behind the barriers of time, language, and, well, decay. But now, something new has shown up in the archives. A new tool that's promising to be the key that unlocks these exact records. It's called MyHeritage Scribe AI, and it's claiming to be a pretty huge leap forward for anyone digging into their family's past. So what is this thing, really? Well, Scribe AI is built to be way more than just a text reader. The whole point is for it to analyze historical images, figure out that impossible handwriting, actually understand the symbols carved into gravestones, and pull out real, actionable genealogical clues. And it's designed to handle pretty much the whole shebang of stuff a family historian might find. We're talking official documents, letters, sure, but also old family photos, gravestones, and even really complex things like coats of arms. I gotta say, that's a pretty ambitious goal. Okay, so that's what it says on the box. But the real question, the one every genealogist is asking, is how does it hold up in the wild? You know, can it actually handle the truly messy, blurry, faded records that stump actual humans? Well, one genealogy blogger decided to put it to the test to find out. And this is where things get really interesting. We're going to follow along as this blogger basically throws a series of seriously tough records at the AI. We're not talking about easy cherry-picked examples here. This is a real stress test. First up, a very common but very significant challenge, a different language, a different script. The blogger uploaded a photo of a Jewish headstone that had inscriptions in both English and Hebrew. And boom, here are the results. The AI's inscription highlights feature didn't just type out the Hebrew words. It extracted crucial genealogical data. It found the person's Hebrew name, Raphael ben Eliyahu, which, and this is the key part, reveals that his father's name was Eliyahu, or Elijah. For a researcher, that is a massive, massive clue. All right, next test. This is one that every single researcher has to deal with: bad image quality. Let's be real. We don't always have perfect, crystal clear photos. So the blogger intentionally uploaded a blurry image to see how the AI would handle it. And the result really shows how practical this could be. Even though it was blurry, the AI still gave back a usable transcription. It got the names right, the dates, and even that patronymic Hebrew name. This is super encouraging because in the real world, our source images are almost never perfect. Okay, now for a classic genealogy nightmare. The next test involves old, faded, handwritten notes from a German family Bible. This is exactly the kind of record that can take an expert hours, maybe even days to figure out, if they can at all. So the AI gave it a shot, but honestly, the most important feature here is what it didn't do. When a name or a date was just too faded to read, the transcription actually says illegible. It doesn't guess. And that kind of honesty is absolutely critical, right? It stops you from chasing a false lead that the AI just made up. But the blogger saved the absolute toughest document for a final make or break test. As they teased on social media before sharing what happened, this one was a genuine shocker. And here it is, the final boss. This isn't even an original document. It's a bad photocopy from the 1980s of a marriage record for the author's fourth great-grandparents. It is dark, it's distorted, and it's incredibly hard to read with your own eyes. Now, luckily, the author had a professional translation down years ago, so they had something to compare it to. The result? The AI was astoundingly accurate. You can see here, one of the only real differences was the ancestor's job. The AI read it as Master Mason, while the human expert read it as Master Cartwright. I mean, given how awful that image is, that level of accuracy is just remarkable. So, looking across all of these tests, you start to see a clear theme. The real power of this tool isn't just in reading words. It's in understanding what those words and the symbols and the images actually mean for a family historian. See, the analysis comes in layers. It starts simple with a full transcription, but then it pulls out the key facts and even adds some historical context. And then the final step? Well, that's the real game changer. It actually gives you research suggestions to guide your next move. Take this plaque, for instance. Scribe AI didn't just read the text. It noticed the scroll-like border and explained what that meant in a Jewish mortuary context. It's a symbol for the Torah, or the Book of Life. That is a layer of cultural meaning a simple transcription tool would miss every single time. And this right here shows how it acts like a research assistant. It takes the info it just pulled out, like the father's name, and tells you what to do next. Here, it's suggesting, hey, go search for this specific death certificate, or look for this person in census records. It's actively pointing you toward your next discovery. So what's the verdict on all this? Well, based on this pretty intense testing, it really does feel like this AI tool is a whole new chapter for technology in the archives. It's a powerful sidekick for both hobbyists and the pros. And I think the author's own conclusion, after testing a really complex death certificate they had used to benchmark AI for years, well, it says it all. After tons of tests on all kinds of platforms, Scribe AI got closer to perfect than any other tool they had ever seen. Bottom line, we are seeing a new standard for AI in family history. This tech is moving way beyond just transcription and into the world of interpretation and research assistance. It's turning those impossible records into a clear path forward. And all this leaves us with one final, really tantalizing thought. For anyone out there with a box of mysterious old family letters, or maybe just a photo of a crumbling, forgotten headstone, the question isn't just what does it say anymore, but what family secrets could AI help you unlock?